Alright guys, welcome back to another Apple Omnia video where we're going to be talking about my pull plans for the characters that was mentioned during the community live stream yesterday. Now, I say that because the entire month of March was not covered during the stream. For those who may have missed the stream watch that we had yesterday or the recap video that I uploaded, basically Joshua is going to be going out of state, and so he is going to be doing another community live stream midway in March 16th to be exact, where he is going to be covering more than likely the rest of the content that is dropping for the month of March. So we are only going to be going over what was mentioned during the community live stream yesterday. So let me know what your pull plans are going to be for the characters that was mentioned during the stream in the comments section below. If you're going to be passing up on anybody, if you're going to be pulling for certain characters, weapons, whatever it is, feel free to let me know down in the comments below. And as always, if you guys do enjoy the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And a big thank you to all of my YouTube members for the continuous support. So the first thing we're going to go over is the raid event, which is going to be featuring Garnet's FR and Terra, who will have her BT and her FR reran. Now, both of these two characters are going to be getting their Force Echo, aka Force boards. So, with that being said, though, there are probably going to be a good amount of players that may be pulling for either of the two because they want to get their hands on the Force Echo, which is going to be a brand new mechanic that is going to be dropping to Global DFFOO. If you missed my explanation video on that, feel free to check that out. I will have it posted down in a pinned comment or in the description of this video so you can have a good understanding of what is Force Echo, what is FR board, so on and so forth, so you can be ready whenever this does drop. So let's take a look at Garnet's rework real quick, and then we'll take a look at her FR and her FR conditions. So quickly, her skill 1 is now going to be dealing 4 HP attacks. Her skill 2 is also going to be doing the same, 4 HP attacks. When it comes to her LD, it does gain an additional use, and she also starts off the quest with a 30% attack up. Now, when it comes to her LD ability, instead of dealing split HP damage, it's going to be dealing full HP damage. And then when it comes to her overhead, they added a 10% party HP damage up and party brave gains up. Now for her FR, if we take a look at that, with Braska as her partner, it does increase the party's brave by 100% of max brave, and then it deals an AoE HP split attack 4 times. Now, when it comes to her force conditions, a 30% increase whenever a party member selects a thunder or water ability. That is very easy because Garnet is literally able to enchant the party with either of the two. A 20% increase whenever a party member except for Garnet recovers brave to the party, and a 40% increase whenever Garnet recovers brave to the party. So pretty much her FR is definitely more so for herself, because like when it comes to percentages for Garnet, you are going to be getting roughly a 70 to 80% increase. And then when it comes to your teammates, they are going to be getting roughly 50 to 60%, depending on which abilities you are going to be using. So the percentages for everybody else is okay. For Garnet, it is pretty good. So is she actually like worth chasing for? When it comes to the fact that, when it comes to the fact that now that Force Echo is going to be in the game, more than likely I can see a lot of players potentially pulling for either Garnet's FR or Terra's FR, seeing as how both characters are going to be getting their Force boards, and so they want to be able to take advantage of the FR Echo. So with that being said, though, I mean, yeah, it is good to have for it being the first one, especially with Garnet. I mean, Garnet being such a strong support, and then that nasty BT effect that she does have, like with her getting her FR and her rework, she's definitely going to, I wouldn't really say that she like really fell off, especially for the global side, but like she definitely got the improvements that she needed, so that way she can be on par with some of the upcoming fights and the increase with the HP that the enemies are going to have. So with that being said, though, for me myself, I am more than likely going to be pulling for her Force again, so that way I could just take advantage of the Force Echo that she offers. And also because of the fact that just because like Garnet and Terra are going to be the first one does not mean, just because Garnet and Terra are going to be the first characters to get their FR Echoes doesn't mean that all of the previous FRs that we had before FR Echoes is about to drop on global become irrelevant. That's definitely not the case. What you can actually do is you can actually take example like Panello. You can use Panello's Force as the main Force ability that's currently active, and then use Garnet's FR Echo to increase Panello's Force ability, and you do gain an additional percentage because of the fact that you are using FR Echo on a current Force ability that is active. So yeah, for me myself, I'm gonna be doing some tickets at her FR weapon just so I can have the ability to have, or just in general, just to have an FR Echo active. Now, when it comes to Terra, Terra's going to be the other character dropping alongside, if I can spell her name correctly. She is going to be the other character to be dropping alongside with Garnet. So when it comes to the rework that she is going to be getting, if you take a look at her skill 1, whenever she uses Meltdown Chant, she now increases Brave gain to 150% of her attack. And then, whenever she deals or uses a Magic Meltdown Plus, it now deals 80% splash damage to non-targets after each HP attack. So a pretty good change. When it comes to her skill 2, the only change that they did is that with a Magic Meteor Plus, they added a 50% splash damage, and that's about it. And then for her LD ability, it does gain more Brave Potency, allows for 200% Stolen Max Brave Overflow, and then it improves her magic buff, I believe is what that is, if I'm not mistaken. No, it's an overhead, I apologize. Which does add a 30% HP damage up. Now, if we take a look at her FR and the changes that she is going to be getting with that, so basically what's going to be happening is that with Terra getting her FR boards, her second condition to her Force ability, previously it was 20% whenever Terra selects a magic ability. Now it's going to be a 40% with FR boards active. The same goes for the third condition. Previously it was at 30% whenever a party member uses an instant turn rate ability, and now it jumps up to 40% with FR boards active. And they also added an additional HP attack to her Force attack, or her Force ability, whenever you use it for the first time. So for me, again, it's probably going to be like the same thing that I'm going to be doing with Terra, but with Garnet, if I didn't already have Terra's FR ability. But since I do already have it, all I'm pretty much going to be doing is just giving her FR boards, and I'm just going to be taking advantage of the free upgrades that she is going to be getting. So even if I did not have her, I would probably throw some tickets just to try to get the FR, max that out, and be able to have another character to be able to use FR Echo. So if I didn't have it, I will be throwing tickets at it. Next up is going to be Seven, who is going to be getting her FR boards, and a rework. So if we take a look at Seven, the rework that she is going to be getting, her skill 1 now deals 4 HP attacks. Her skill 2 now deals 4 HP attacks. Her EX ability, with her Sadistic Spikes, it now increases Brave by 50% of the HP damage though after each HP attack, except for the last, and it increases the active Snake Bite debuff on target by 1 level. When it comes to her LD ability, at the start of the quest, when using any ability, it lowers all enemies' fire, ice, thunder, water, earth, wind, holy, and dark resist. Whenever you are using her LD ability, it does increase the amount of Brave that she recovers after each HP attack, except for the last, by 50%. Now, when it comes to her HP attack Bondage Whip, her next turn does not consume ability use except for some abilities. And then whenever you are using Brave or HP damage from Bondage Whip, it increases all enemies' Brave reduction to 400% of her attack, and then it increases the group melee HP follow-up attack to 400% of her attack, and increases Brave gain to 400% of her attack. So basically her follow-up, even though it's not gaining any additional HP attacks, it's basically just it's just going to deal a little bit more, not really a little bit, but like a little over double of what she did previously. And then her Thoughtful Heart buff, right? Yeah, it's a buff. Now adds a party Brave damage up by 20%, but to herself it's going to be 40%. It adds a 20% attack up, 20% stolen max brave overflow up, and a 30% stolen brave damage up. And then, whenever we take a look at her force ability, so she summons Leud, or yeah, Leud is going to be her partner. It does inflict 3 levels of snakebite on the target for 6 turns, and it deals 4 HP attacks. Then, when we take a look at her force conditions, so while active, let me click that real quick. So while active, the party is going to be getting HP damage up. So a 15% increase per level whenever a party member attacks an enemy afflicted with snakebite, and a 30% increase whenever a party member deals brave damage to a single target. So some very, very, very simple FR condition to actually meet. And then when you take a look at snakebite, if I'm not mistaken, snakebite is how many stacks? 3 stacks. So that means that is going to be an easy 45% increase plus 830. That's about a 75 to 85% increase that you could potentially get with 7's FR active. So in general though, I will say that for her being an FR only unit, I mean, like for what she does offer, I mean, like she definitely has a damage output. That's definitely not an issue. Yeah, the follow-up only deals 1 HP attack, but you are getting an increase in the damage output that you're getting out of it. But like overall, you can take a look at her skills. It's like 4 HP attacks on a skill 1. Same for her skill 2. Her EX abilities deals 5. Her LD ability deals 7 HP attacks. So it's not bad. Like she definitely has the damage covered for it. But for me myself though, because of how I didn't really use 7 that much compared to maybe like some other players have. Shout out to Indolent Lawn, because I know he's a huge fan of 7. For me myself, I'm going to throw some tickets at it, but I'm not gonna go too crazy deep for 7's FR, and I'm more than likely just going to wait until a future rerun of her FR weapon, and then maybe I'll consider pulling in them. But as of right now, I'll probably throw a bit at the most maybe 100 or 200 tickets. I don't really think she's bad whatsoever. I do think that she is solid for where she stands right now, and her FR conditions, like they're super easy to me. I mean, it's just deal a single target brave attack. that's it. And then the stacks on her snakebite debuff, easy 45% whenever it is at max stack. So not bad at all in my opinion. So like, yeah, for me myself, I'll probably throw about 100 200 tickets, see if I can get it. If not, it's no big deal. I think I'll just be fine and continue on with having Terra and Garnet's force echoes until the next one. Next up, we're going to be talking about the Warrior of Light, who is going to be getting his FR boards, his FR weapon, and a rework. Now, the Warrior of Light, I do feel like, I do remember when he got his FR, I can't really say that it was like a quote-unquote controversy, but like really, like a lot of people were kind of shitting on him because of the fact that like he had no follow-ups, like he had no counterattacks compared to a lot of these other tanks that we have currently in the game. And to that, and I had to defend Warrior of Light because like a lot of people thought that he was not really all that. And it seems like from what I can tell from like the community stream that we had earlier, and from some of the comments that I have been reading as of late, it looks like a lot of people are really considering pulling for his FR now. And like I actually had to like prove that Warrior of Light, especially with the rework that he got with his shields too, like he did exceptionally well going up against the Cloud of Darkness fight. So if you are struggling with that fight, if you haven't been in that fight, Warrior of Light can potentially help you out greatly against that fight. So like in my opinion, like and I know I'm starting this off kind of, you know, like doing a complete 360 on how I talk about characters and whatnot, but like Warrior of Light, for the changes that he is about to get and his FR conditions, in my opinion, he is definitely worth, regardless of the fact that he has no counterattacks. I mean, to me, that's no issue. Like, just pair him up with characters that provide follow-ups, and that's it. Easy. But I think people forget that and are so used to the fact that people are just used to having their tanks deal counterattacks or follow-ups or whatever it is that they are wanting. So, again, I know I'm starting this doing a complete 360, but Warrior of Light is definitely worth picking up. To I guess like for his rework. So his skill 1 gains 2 uses, and his skill 1 now deals 5 HP attacks. And then whenever you are using Shining Shield, it adds a Brave damage resist shield by 270% of initial Brave. That is a 200% increase compared to what he had before. Now, when it comes to his skill 2, it gains 3 uses. It now deals 4 HP attacks, 50% splash damage to non-targets after each HP attack, and then whenever you are using his skill 2, it adds a Brave damage resist shield by 270% of initial Brave. Again, a 200% increase compared to what it was before. Now, when it comes to his EX ability, they now added, at the start of quest for his EX passive, a speed up by 50% for 5 turns. And then, when you are using his EX ability, it now deals 50% splash damage to non-targets after each HP attack. Then, for his LD ability, they added an additional use to it. Whenever you are using his LD ability, they now made it so that you are able to recover 1 use of your skill 1 and your skill 2. And then when it comes to his improvement to his Guardian Shield, which is his overhead, they added a 50% party Brave damage up and a 20% party Brave gains up. And then when it comes to shield, the shield that he grants whenever you are using his LD ability, it adds Brave damage resist shield by 200% of initial Brave. So as you can tell, they made sure that them shields are not going to get broken as easily as it did in the past. So when it comes to his FR, Prish is going to be his partner. It deals an AoE HP split attack 4 times, and it inflicts the lock debuff to all enemies for 5 turns, and it grants shield on the party for 8 turns. When it comes to his FR conditions, whenever you do have an active shield per individual, it grants the party a 50% HP damage up and 50% HP damage cap up. That is really, really good. Excuse me. When it comes to his force conditions, a 20% increase whenever a Warrior of Light attacks an enemy targeting self. A 40% increase whenever a party member takes reduced Brave damage, includes Absorb. So, hey, everybody is going to have their shields active, so that is an easy 40% increase. And then a 10% increase whenever a party member is buffed with the shield per active shield buff on the party. So that is a 30% increase that you can actually gain off of that. So the percentages are definitely good for how Warrior of Light works. And the thing is, now that his shields are going to be getting a bigger upgrade, I mean, like, you can see that, like, he is going to be great for those type of fights where if the enemy is going to be HP happy, if they do gain a whole bunch of turns, if they jump in the turn order, then Warrior of Light is going to be a great character to consider for those type of fights. And if you are curious to see a gameplay that I recorded of me using Warrior of Light against a Cloud of Darkness, if I do remember, I will post it down in a pinned comment or in the description of this video for you to check out so that you can see how good Warrior of Light does in that specific fight. So in my opinion, Warrior of Light is definitely a really good character to consider. Even if you don't have him BT+, that is fine, because on my second JP account, I only have him up to FR only, and he still does very, very well. His BT and his BT Plus are really just going to be an added bonus to what Warrior of Light is about to get. So Warrior of Light is definitely a unit to really consider pulling for. He is a really good unit. He becomes a much better unit, and that FR, the FR conditions, and what you gain while that FR is active is definitely worth pulling for. And finally, we're going to end it off with talking about the brand new character, Neon. Now, Neon is actually pretty simple to understand how her kit works, because she is pretty much going to be based off of the number of stacks in the debuff that you inflict. So Neon, on top of like those stacks that you pretty much have to be worried about, because those stacks from that debuff actually decrease every time that you attack, but there is technically a way to make it so that it doesn't, which we'll get into here in just a bit. The other thing is that Neon is able to party Fire Enchant, but also she has the ability to party true fire enchant as well, making it so that other elements are able to combine with the true fire enchant that she provides, which is fantastic. And she does other things as well. So let's go over why I think Neon is a really good character to also consider pulling for because of what she offers. So basically, we're just going to look into more so the buffs and the auras that she is going to be providing. So first off is the debuff. So you got to make sure that you have up to LD so that way you have access to the 10 stacks of the debuff Fire of Wrath. So basically what this is a built-in fire resist down. Whenever you have it up to 5 stacks, it also has a built-in 25% HP damage resist down, so that means it's going to be more HP damage that you're going to be dealing. Now, again, like I mentioned not too long ago, basically whenever you are attacking an enemy, this will go down by 1 level. And the way to increase it is to either like use her LD ability to like pretty much like cap it out, which I do believe her LD ability caps it out at 10 levels. When it comes to her EX ability, it inflicts 4 levels of that debuff. When it comes to his skill 2, 3 levels, and then when it comes to her skill 1, it is 2 levels. And if you're curious to know about the amount of HP attacks, her skill 1 has 6 HP attacks, her skill 2 has 4, her EX ability has 5, and her LD has 6. We'll talk about her FR and her BT here in just a bit. But basically, with that being said, though, once you start going up to past 5 stacks and going into 6 stacks, whenever the enemy is receiving fire damage, while this debuff is at 6 stacks or higher, any teammate will be able to deal rainbow numbers, which is convenient. Like, it's a pretty strong convenience to have in a debuff. Now, how to make it so that the levels do not decrease? Use her BT. Now, her BT is what provides the true fire enchant to everybody, which does combine to with other elements. It also makes it so that the party receives Brave damage up, Stolen Max Brave overflow up, HP damage up, and HP damage cap up. But while you have this active, which I do believe this lasts for 8 turns if I'm not mistaken, or 10 turns, excuse me, I apologize. So while you have this active, that debuff that we are talking about does not decrease whatsoever. So alongside with the true fire enchant that you are getting, the ability to be able to deal capped Brave damage, aka the rainbow numbers, being able to take advantage of the additional add-ons that debuff has as well. Like, Neon, on top of the strong utility that she has, like, she actually provides some pretty good offensive type support. So with that being said, though, Neon, with her being a little bit of a turn hogger as well, you definitely got to be careful with some of her skills, because if I'm not mistaken, I do believe that her skill 1 or 2 has instant turn rate. Let me see which one. I know one of these 2 skills has instant turn rate. I do believe that it's going to be her skill 2, if I'm not mistaken. It's one of the 2. So you definitely got to be careful when it comes to using that, because you want to make sure that that BT effect remains active. But regardless of that, like, if you want to take advantage of it, like pairing it up with characters who are a bit speedy can also help you out with that. But at the same time, the off-turners will definitely benefit while that BT effect is active. And if all of a sudden the enemy like hits you, gains a whole bunch of Brave, etc., then the off-turners can easily shave off the amount of Brave that the enemy hits you with. Now, when it comes to her FR ability, so Celeste is her partner. It deals an AoE HP attack, split damage 4 times. It does inflict 5 levels of that debuff on all enemies for 6 turns. Now, when it comes to her FR conditions, a 20% increase whenever a party member selects a fire ability. Neon is able to provide that. 20% increase whenever a party member attacks enemy with a level debuff. Again, Neon is able to provide that. And a 30% increase whenever a party member deals 999 Brave damage in a hit. Neon is able to provide that as well. So you can easily get between a 70 to 80% in the HP damage bonus whenever you have her are active. So not a bad overall kit for what Neon does provide. I do feel like Neon is a very strong character for what she does and for what she offers to the team as well, making it so that like you are pretty much going to be like practically capping in damage as well. And with her getting FR echoes, like you can easily spam FR echoes, especially we'll take example since her fire element, her BT effect provides true fire enchant. If I would, for example, decide to use Garnet, or if I use Terra's FR ability, or excuse me, not their FR ability, but their Force Echo. Just by me using that, I can easily get a very good increase to the HP damage bonus. So that way, if I decide, hey, I'm going to go into the BT phase with Neon, then Neon is going to start off with a very good amount of HP damage bonus. So in my opinion though, Neon, for what she does offer a very good amount overall. She provides a good amount of things for what she has within her kit. I do feel like it is definitely worth pulling for it. I am going to be pulling for her kit once again. She is a very fun character to use, a very strong character at that as well, and it's one that I would recommend players pulling for if you want a character like Neon. So but other than that though, guys, that's pretty much going to be it for the video. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below, and of course let me know your pull plans and everything that you're going to be doing for the characters that I have mentioned in this video. But other than that, if you did enjoy, don't forget to like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one.